With so much going on in the world, I'm very aware of what do we hope for. We've lived in an age where we hope for light at the end of tunnels. We hope for things that we have an outcome for. We've lived in an age where it's very outcome-based and end-based. So if you do this, you'll get that. If you believe this, this will be the outcome. And today I want to embrace the not knowing, that, as T.S. Eliot said, we hope. Do not hope, because what we hope for won't be what actually we need. I'll read it to you a bit later. I'm very much in love with T.S. Eliot at the moment. And so as we begin, I'm going to just read you before we start, because it's a meditative space today. Part of his 4 quartets, the East Coco, which is in Somerset, East Coco. He's buried there. And he's writing right in the throes of the World War II, and he's lived through First World War, and he's asking these questions, and what are we doing here on Earth? Where are we going? What's it all about? Can we actually change things? And what can we change? And this is how he begins. In the beginning is my end. In succession, houses rise and fall, crumble, are extended, are removed, destroyed, restored, or in their place is an open field or a factory or a bypass, old stone to new building, old timber to new fires, old fires to ashes, and ashes to the earth, which is already flesh, fur and feces, bone of man and beast, cornstalk and leaf. Houses live and die. There is a time for building and a time for living and for generation, and a time for the wind to break the loosened panel and to shake the wainscot where the field mouse trots, and to shake the tattered arras woven with a silent motto. So in the beginning is my end. And the light fails and we enter the darkness. So however we are experiencing this world at the moment, that which we have kind of looked for at the end of a tunnel, we are right in the tunnel and we only have this moment. So the challenge today is bring that light, the cycles of life and death, which have gone on from the very beginning, into the present. Bring the light and the darkness. So we're going to start by sitting comfortably and setting an intention of allowing whatever comes up for you to come up. Find your place of stability in this body, which represents a universe. Every cell is growing and dying. Every thought comes and goes, they're only thoughts. And allow yourself to breathe into your body. So whatever is happening, my body is aging. I feel certain aches and pains. Miracle cures are not miracle cures, but I can still take deep care of the body, the temple in which I abide for this life. And then I return to the earth with the fur and the feces, the bones, become a nutrient for those that follow and the beings that follow, the creations that follow. But we do not have control. So allowing ourselves to drop down now and allow ourselves to soften the face, soften the look. For we are where we are. Feeling into your breath, into the belly breath without judgment. We live, we give, we suffer, we care, we love, we're angry, we're sad. These are the emotions that the angels are envious of for us being humans. Allow them to be without apology. Dropping down further into your bum. Sense a relaxation. My joints are beginning to relax as I sit a while with my aging body. Soften your face. And see if you can feel into your pulse, into your heartbeat. Because in the end, what will matter and what will count when we leave this earth, where we're here just for a blip. I'd like to think that my smile will remain. Just a smile. And a sense of not knowing. Not about knowing, but not knowing. Because it opens the spaces for the mystery. Allowing thoughts to drop. Relaxing your shoulders. And just notice what your body is asking of you today. Notice just where your hands are placed. Don't change them, just notice. Are they connected? Bringing our hands into prayer mudra. We chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times. Breathe in to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Breathe in. And the infinite sound in the beginning was the sound. Sound was God. All is vibration. And release. We're going to do some a form of meditation to begin with on the 4 vows, the Buddhist vows. I've been trying to memorize them, and like with any big truth, they come and they evaporate, and I think that's true of any big truth. You know, I can learn a technique in yoga or in therapy. It's just a technique. It's a toolbox thing, but the great truths are here to evaporate. They're too big for us to actually cognitively fully understand. And so we're going to do the form by standing. Make sure your feet are on a firm place. And it's the one where we reaching up overhead. And they're the 4 Buddhist vows. And the first one, as we stretch up, is creations are numberless. You're feeling it with your hands, that you're reaching up. We'll never get to the end of this universe or understand it fully. Creations are numberless, and feel your hands stretching up, opening up. I vow to release them. In other words, the total not knowing. I release the infinite creations. And then we're going to come into prayer with 1 foot up. So whichever foot it is, which is why it's really important to hold stability. And into prayer. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transform them. It's holding that place of huge instability on 1 foot, looking far ahead into the distance. Delusions are inexhaustible. If you think of our minds, we are constantly creating delusional thoughts. And I vow to transform them. Now, whatever that's going to mean for you, just keeping your eyes looking right to the horizon and holding this place of huge instability and yet stability, feeling yourself on the ground. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transform them. The newsreels, huge amounts of delusion. We pick up threads of stories that we want to believe, but they're only whispers of truth. And then we're going to go forward on that same foot that's been up, forward into archer, but a slightly different archer with hands open, stretching over onto your knee. And the vow is reality is boundless. I vow to perceive it into the gaps and the spaces that T.S. Eliot saw. The spaces and the gaps, not the facts, where we see reality. It's boundless. I vow to perceive it. Holding that place. And then you bring your foot back, holding your hands in prayer posture, looking into your hands. The awakened way is insurmountable. I vow to embody it. And as you look into your hands, vowing to awaken to that which we can never grasp. It's falling through our hands like water or sand. The awakened way is insurpassable. I vow to embody it. We're going to go now to the other foot. And we do it with the other foot, stepping back, stretching up with our hands. Creations are infinite. I vow to free them. We know animals are dying on the earth. Bird song is going. I listened to Joan Baez. It's the greatest sadness, not hearing as much bird song. But releasing. Creations are numberless. I vow to release them. freeing ourselves from the duty of playing God in the world, and yet living as best we can. And then bringing our feet up to the delusions, holding yourself in tree pose, looking ahead in prayer. Delusions are inexhaustible. Think how exhausting it is at night with thoughts going round in our heads. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transform them. Stay feeling this really hard way of balancing the asana, which is speaking of how very hard it is to hold a central middle path. And then moving your feet forward, again, arms out into archer, so you're stretching your heart wide open. It's very much a heart pose, hand over one leg, the other hand back over the other. Reality is boundless. I vow to perceive it. Feel it in your body that reality is so much bigger than the newspapers. Holding that position, reality is boundless. Vow to perceive it. And then bringing your feet back, holding your hands in prayer, looking into your palms, looking into the lines of your palms. Just meditating on the creases, the lines, the timelines, the work your hands have done, living here on earth. The awakened way is unsurpassable. And I vow to embody it. Now I'm going to do one more round of this. So again, stretching the one foot back, reaching right up, opening the hands. Creations are numberless. I vow to free them, freeing our bodies, embodying the whole asana, the posture, holds this freeing of these creations. And then bringing our feet up, sweeping round into tree and prayer. The yoga mat's not the best place for my stability. I'm going to move to the carpet. Delusions are inexhaustible, and I vow to transform them. Feeling into your body, right at the heart center, the delusions we have, the world has, always had, and I vow to transform them. Find a place of stability. And bringing ourselves into archer. Open hands, reaching out, looking over the one hand, opening the heart center. Reality is boundless. We vow to perceive it, not close our minds to the spaces and the dark spaces, the light spaces, the shadow. Opening the heart even more. And then coming back to look at your hands. The awakened way is insurmountable. I vow to embody it. become a safe pair of hands for the work we do. For that which we do for ourselves, we do for others. The other is me, I am you. And then last time, other leg, that leg back, stretching up. Creations are numberless. I vow to free them. Feeling the stretch. Coming into tree. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transform them. It's feeling all the delusions in your own body. Constantly, life is a mirage, distortions, delusions. Just see them. Don't judge them, it's just how they are. Then into Archer. Reality is boundless, really stretching those arms out like a child. I love you this much. And even more, this much. Reality is boundless. I vow to perceive it. And then coming back into prayer. The awakened way is insurmountable. And I vow to embody it. I will, on the recording, send you those vows. So if you want to look at them more, you can. Now we're going to do a few more warm-ups, moving your feet from side to side. One hand side, the other hand reaching up over your magnetic field, stretching down one hand down your leg, feeling that stretch. Long, deep breaths. Notice where there's stretching, where there's hurting, where the gravity is pulling you. Breathing in again, up and to the other side. Long, deep breaths. And coming back up to the center. Hands on your hips. And start moving and Sufi grind those hips. Bending the knees slightly. Using the breath to power you. And keeping a mantra going. So we're doing 3 things at once. Maybe Satnam. The truth is beyond us. But this is who I am. All our lives we're told we're one thing or another. We succeed or we fail. But the Satnam is who we are. The greater truth. It doesn't need to be judged. Really moving those hips, nice big circles as you get into it, increasing the circle size. Feeling both feet firmly on the ground. Using the breath, and the mantra, giving ourselves the best chance to live an awakened life beyond fear, knowing that these bodies perish, but we don't. And changing direction. Pay attention. This whole set is a meditation on the representing of your body as a whole universe. This feeling into every joint, every muscle, honoring the journey you're on. It's always the journey, it's not the light at the end of the tunnel. If we miss the journey in the tunnel, then we miss our life, because there'll always be another tunnel. And then we live for the future rather than just being present. Hope is found not at the end of a tunnel, but right here and now. And coming back to the center, just pummel your feet, moving, slight march, just moving forward. Just feeling into the weight of your body. And before we sit down, we're going to just do a few crouching downs. So I do find it much better to hold on to something because you're needing a straight back. So doing a squat, it doesn't matter how far down you go, but what matters is that you're using both your bum and the muscle legs to move. So find a place where you can breathe out as you go down and as you come up. I always start very gently. I know young people are able to go right down and straight up again. Just do what your body is asking of you. And I do find that the more I relax into it, the more my body trusts the exercise. Say it's really good for the brain, doing leg exercises. Last few. If you catch the tail end of Rachel, she's here, trying to stay out of view. Because my room is really small. And coming up, shaking out the shoulders. Shake out the whole body, shake out the nervous system. So filled with trying to get to the end or a solution to something. But it's always in the journey that the surprises and the awakenings happen. Shaking out. And if you have any lower back problems, just attend to whatever is needed. And we're going to come now down to sitting. So if you can, go onto your heels. I've just got a cushion under my bum. Find a place that's comfortable. Don't rush into this. It's all about the process, not the end result. I'm definitely not one for weighing myself every day, because it's always in the process of how we are being, rather than getting caught up in these end results. Bring your hands up above us in prayer, stretching up, dropping your shoulders down so they're not tense, but stretching right up. Taking a deep breath in and pump your navel point, holding your breath. So we're putting our body under compression. Hold the breath as long as you can, pumping the belly. And when you can't hold it anymore, release it and start again. Soften your face, look up to the brow point. Keep that satnam going, that great truth is my identity, that which is beyond. I'm so much more than any definition can make me. Make this your last one. And release down through your center, knowing that the times we live in can really destabilize: wars, famines, suffering, floods, politics. Coming back. These cycles have happened before. Now we're going to go into a bear grip, so just holding one hand into the other fingers at the heart center. You're going to pull as hard as you can right at the heart center. You're going to again hold the breath as you pull, putting ourselves under hydraulic pressure. We live under tons of weight on this earth, feeling, exaggerating this weight that we're living under, right there at the heart center, being pulled to the right, pulled to the left. When you can't hold the breath, release it and start again, recognizing there's huge pressures to take side, to win wars, to get rid of the enemy. Hold it, noticing this is the tension that we're constantly living under. And then keep releasing. And as you pull, slightly pull a root lock too, so you're tightening your bottom muscles. Everything is tight. Feeling the tension. And release. And one more. And release down. Just roll your shoulders. Release the tension that we hold right here at the heart center. Pull this way and that way with winds and storms and waves. the destruction and the creation. Now staying, if you come on your knees, we're going to do some yoga, so we're clasping our hands behind our backs and bowing down. And coming up, opening the heart, breathing in as you come up and out as you go down. Bowing to the gaps, the spaces, the death, the life, the mystery. But womb rhymes with tomb. Out of death comes life. On each bow, let your hands come up a bit further. Releasing the nervous system. Letting that right at the center of the heart, we can never sort true problems out with our heads. It'll always be with our heart. Never in the debate and the argument. It's always in the love, the spaces, the mysteries of presence, being awakened and present. You more. And coming back up. Feel the tension drain from the shoulders. Cannot avoid the tensions, the delusions, the creations that come and go. The world we live in is hugely unstable. It always has been. Volatile gases. Just allowing ourselves to rest down. And bringing your feet out in front. Shaking out your legs. We're going to hold onto our big toes if you can. So we're going. All right, Rachel's welcome here. You don't have to be invisible. And straightening your back. If you can hold onto your toes or your ankles, but hold a stable position. Keeping that Sat-Nam, feel into that posture, straight back, the triangle of stability in a space of instability, legs flat on the ground, eyes looking up to the brow point. Just feel it, shoulders dropped, everything perfect. And slowly drop your head down and up, so you're stretching the sciatic nerve. Breathing in as you come up, regulating the nervous system. Chin tucked down so it's touching onto the thymus. The pituitary is being activated in the center of the brain, thyroid. So we're working the glandular system so that we have every chance of the awakened life. And coming back up, wiggle your toes and your feet, come into sitting. And all these exercises really are so that our bodies can become aligned with the vows we make. Otherwise, they will be in a fight, flight, survival mode, because that's the animal instinct. It's coming into easy pose, allowing yourself to feel into the grounding, hands on your knees, big circles, so we're releasing the energy in our neck. Use your breath to power you up one side and down, out down the other. Feeling into the tension, so much tension that we hold, because that is the world. And we work and live in the tension, but we are not of it. It's such a lovely photograph I saw of someone calming some quite a violent group in a demonstration in London, and they just came and they looked in their eyes with love and peace. This picture shows everything of how aggression melts in the face of being present and awakened, giving ourselves the best chance and changing direction, keeping that Satnam going. Coming now onto your hands and knees, just do some cats and cows to circulate the energy up and down the spine. Knees just hip width apart, heels of the hands firmly on the ground, number 4. Number 4 is the heart center. And it's also working with the stability of number 3, the navel point. Moving your head up and down with your back. Circulating the energy, loosening the spine. The body will respond when it feels safe enough. And when we do these exercises, the idea is that we create a safe enough space for our body to relax enough to trust that we're not coming to hurt it, but to restore, to care for, and to include every part of every vertebra. Now coming up into a triangle pose, into downward dog. Pushing your hands back, your heels of your hands back to the heels of the feet, dropping the shoulders, letting the head hang loose. Feeling the stretch, but holding the tension so that we can be relaxed within the tension. Observe yourself. Soften your face. Drop the shoulders, pushing back. A little bit longer. Just do some diagnostics on yourself as you observe maybe the strain. See if you can relax into it. The tensions, we're deliberately putting tension all the way down the legs. A few more seconds. And release down. Come into baby pose. To Guru Pranam with your hands forward, your forehead on the ground. Keeping that mantra, Sat Nam. Releasing ourselves to be who we really are. The seed is already there. It's already complete in its full form. And yet we are being genetically modified by thought programs, controls. Just trusting who you are. And coming back into sitting. Release your shoulders. Just do some shoulder shrugs. And release down. Now, either you can lie down, we've just got a couple of minutes left, and completely relax. I'm going to read you a little bit more of East Coker into what T.S. Eliot saw as the space. In a mechanical age, he lived in the height of the mechanical age of rational thinking. But as with all poets, poets are also prophets. Lying down, just sitting very quietly with your eyes closed. Oh, dark, dark, dark. They all go into the dark. The vacant, interstellar spaces. The vacant into the vacant. The captains, merchant bankers, eminent men of letters, the generous patrons of art, the statesmen and the rulers, distinguished civil servants, chairmen of many committees, industrial lords and petty contractors, all go into the dark, and dark the sun and moon, and the almanac de Gotha, and the Stock Exchange Gazette, the Directory of Directors, and cold the sense and lost the motive of action. And we all go with them into the silent funeral. Nobody's funeral, for there is no one to bury. I said to my soul, be still, and let the dark come upon you, which shall be the darkness of God. As in a theatre, the lights are extinguished, for the scene to be changed, with a hollow rumble of wings, with a movement of darkness on darkness. And we know that the hills and the trees, the distant panorama and the bold, imposing facade are all being rolled away. So the darkness shall be light. For I said to my soul, be still and wait without hope. For hope would be hope for the wrong thing. Wait without love, for love would also be the love for the wrong thing. There is yet faith, but faith and the love and the hope are all in the waiting. Wait without thought, for you are not ready for the thought. So the darkness shall be the light, and the stillness the dancing. Just let yourself be the Satnam. Slowly wakening yourself up, just stretching, moving, coming back. May want to stay lying for a bit. Just being present with what is, the darkness and the lighter one. We just close, whether lying or sitting, with 3 Satnams. Let's breathe in to begin. Breathe in. Give yourself a hug for all the effort, the work, until it melts away to being who we are. The vows of being awakened. Satnam.